Hello guys, this is
The Duke of Comedy, the King of Comedy, Professor himself, and here with me I have Jaden.
Okay. Say, there is this thing that has been trending about in my prime days. So I was looking at things that people are saying about their prime days, and I was like, damn, what are these that people are doing? So it's then that I had a flashback.
Oh, I have a history about my prime days, but let it lie. Let us proceed with yours. I
Okay.
can see yours is very interesting.
So how do you even know that it's interesting?
I can see. I can see.
Not even started narrating it. Okay, so in my prime days, like we used to stay at my grandmother's place, and you know what? There was this day. It was on a Wednesday. I clearly remember it. So it was raining outside, and you know there is this one thing called cheating. You know, whatever unites all of us, whether you are the Pope, the Queen, or even the President is cheating. That moment that
Even yourself.
okay, fine, even me. That moment that you come down to the earth and say, oh myself, this is me now, down here doing my thing, is during cheating process. So there is this day, it was on a Wednesday, and outside, it was just raining. So I was feeling like shitting myself bad. So I decided like, what will I do? Do I need to just walk out and go step on the mud, then come back? So what I decided that I'd go to the kitchen and then do my thing there and then walk away. So I definitely
In the kitchen. But you could just use another alternative, like using an umbrella or something.
no. You know, that is in my prime days. You know, my prime, we never used even to have umbrellas in our place. We used banana leaves to go for such kinds of things.
Maize leaves.
Maize leaves, no. Maize leaves will not cover you. So I went to the kitchen and I laid my newspaper, the newspaper that I was to use as a tissue when I would have gone to the toilet and said. So I laid it down in the kitchen, and you know the kitchen was the mud smeared one.
You're so much ahead. I can remember us we used to use leaves using newspaper.
Yeah. Okay. So I laid the newspaper down, and then as I was bending, let me tell you, I felt like, oh Lord, this is nice.
Wow.
There are no flies here. There is no smell.
No smell, but there is your smell.
That was not, you know, that time that you go to the loo outside, there is that smell that comes from the lower part. When it is a hole or whatever, there is that smell that comes from the lower part. But then now, I was sitting there and I was saying, oh my Lord, the only smell that I'm listening to is the smell of danias, some fried things that were cooked the other day. That we ate the other day. So I was like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. So as I just the first drop landed on the newspaper, I had someone walking and marching towards me, and I said, gosh, who is that? Then I looked up and saw that it was my grandmother. So
Did she get you?
no. So I saw that it was my grandmother. So Granny was approaching me and she was looking at my direction. Then you know she could see clearly during the day, but at night she was troubled with the darkness, so she could clearly not see someone. So she was walking towards me, then I was like, and you know how hard it is to stop when you have started shitting. You have to hold it. So I hold it for 1 second. Then I had her asking, who is there? Who is there? Who is there?
So what did you do?
So I kept quiet. Have you ever heard that phrase saying pin drop silence? There was that pin drop silence. So I kept silent. And then, you know, back there I was holding my shirt and holding my breath, doing two things at a go. Holding my breath and holding the shit down there because so that it doesn't fall down. So I saw her getting away. She looked around, she could not see anyone because darkness has also started creeping in.
Imagine there was darkness and you could see in the dark.
Yeah, I could see, like, it was not that really dark. I could see my eyes are still well, but you know the granny, she has a problem with the eyes.
You're using the
So-
eyes.
As I saw her turning back, getting back to the living room, I decided now to release my big shit. Now, as it was landing on the magazine, it made a squash. It is landing on the magazine now. Hey,
Can you imagine?
she turned back and started calling, Jaden, is that you? She went on and called, Ruby, who is there? She was calling names after names. She called, Susan, is that you? And then she was calling, Jane, is that you? But there was no reply. You know, that time now I was holding, not even my breath, I was holding my heart. Because even my heartbeat now could be heard.
Okay.
My heartbeat could be heard. I was holding my breath, holding my heartbeat. But you know the shit, I'd already released it. Not dropped, released it.
Oh.
Okay. So I'd already released the shit. Now I had the granny started sniffing at. There is something strange. So she walked around the kitchen. She walked, but as she was walking,
Your shit is really smelling.
of course, but not that much.
You can
Not that much. So she walked around and she could feel a strange smell in the kitchen. So as she was walking, you know, as the footsteps were moving, and you know, my granny didn't know how to walk like quietly. She had some big slippers that they were the patapata ones. When she walks, they beat the patapata beats, pat. So as she was walking, I slowly folded my. Then I was tiptoeing, carrying my shit on my hands, and I was like, if this thing could just miss my hand and fall down, damn, I was in a serious massacre. So I carried it slowly, and I went and put it at the bottom of the bin. We had the bin. So I put it at the bottom, but the bin was still at the corner of the kitchen. After that, I noticed she was moving around and still snoring and sniffing around, and she was saying like, there is something here. Then I tiptoed out of the kitchen and went back to my room and started sleeping now. I laid flat, and you know, we were sleeping in the same room with my other cousins. So I went and you know, they were deep asleep by then. You know, in our prime, we used to take supper at 5 at our grandmother's house at 5. Then at around 5.
Were you waking in the night for a lunch maybe?
No, it was just supper, then you go for sleep.
Okay.
We had some story time for at least 10 minutes and you go for sleep. So I went back to my room and I slept at the middle. You know, I even pushed my other cousins and slept at the middle, so that there is no evidence that I've left behind that I'm the one who went and did this thing in the kitchen. So my grandmother, I think she remained in the kitchen. At this point, my mother had not returned. She had gone to the market to sell. So at the moment that my mother returned, I had, and you know, when somebody was getting into the house, you could hear that noise from the door hinges.
You had that.
You remember?
Yeah.
So as she was opening the door, I could feel that now mom is back. And you know, in real sense, I am sound awake. All my senses are working. But then
You pretended to sleep.
I'm not pretending. I'm deep asleep. Okay. Then my mother, as she just walked in, I heard my mother say, Jane, come. There is something in the kitchen. And then, you know, I was very stressed. Because one virtue my mother had is that she had a powerful sense of smell. She could smell even a rat that had died. Just had died 1 second ago. She could smell there is something bad in this house and could locate where that rat is. So my mother went to the kitchen and said, there is something here. So she started, she was sniffing around. Then she located my sheet where I placed it
You mean she found it?
She found it in the bin.
Okay.
And removed it. So she asked my grandmother, like, was there somebody here? Then my granny said, no, nobody was here because I called all the names. I called Ruby, I called Jane, I called Rose, I called all the names. Jaden, nobody was here. All of them were asleep by then. So my mother said, oh, we have been bewitched. We have been bewitched. You know?
At the prime days, I know they were believing on such things, bewitching and all.
Yeah. You know, they could send when you are to be bewitched, they could send such things in your home.
Signs and
Yeah, somebody could send a sheet or even a dead cat head or even the thighs of a dog could be thrown into your home. Those were signs of bewitchment.
So what happened? This is getting interesting. So I need to know more.
So
how you?
My grandmother shouted, "We have been bewitched, and we need to call a serious prayer to cast out this demon out of our home." And you know what? My mother came, and I could hear her footsteps as she was approaching our room. She came and woke up us all, my cousin and myself, and we were told to go and bring our neighbors so that they can join hands together with us in prayer.
How did you feel? Like you are the one responsible for this happening, and then you are told to go and bring.
Wait. I was told to. We are all my cousins, and you know the way I'm waking up, I'm rubbing my eyes like nothing has happened. I am yawning like I'm from Pluto, the disappeared planet.
Okay.
They have just got me out of my 15th dream. So I woke up straight. Deep inside, I know I'm the one who did that, who has placed that shit in the bin. So I yawned and we woke, and you know, I could not admit the guilt that I am the one who places that thing there.
I could imagine the wrath.
So you know, the wrath that would have befallen me.
that would be very serious.
The wrath that could have been befallen me, my friends. So we walked and went and summoned our neighbors. And you know, at that time it was that when the neighbors are being summoned for a worship or a gathering to cast out demon, you must attend. It is a must that you attend. There was this thing called Nyawawa. I don't know if you had it at your place.
I think maybe not.
So when the neighbors are being called for a prayer like that, you have to attend, or else that demon would be casted out of that that home, and it would walk directly into your home if you didn't attend the prayers.
It would walk.
Yeah, it would just creep or walk into your home.
Okay.
Yeah. So all the neighbors were attending, and now we were in a circle, and my sheet was placed at the middle, and my grandmother slowly walked and lit the fire on the magazine that I used to wrap my sheet. So my sheet was burning, and everybody was praying, and people were, you know, that serious prayer, the worship, the African worship style, where people are worshiping.
I could imagine. Were you told to pray?
No, I was not told to pray at that point. People were praying. My mind, you know where it was? Personally, I do believe in prayer. And personally, I do believe that God works his miracles and even answers the prayers. Now, you know, people are praying for God to cast out a demon in our home. While in real sense, I am the one, the demon, I'm the one who placed that shit in the bin. So it was like I'm the one who has bewitched my own family, even myself again. So as I was still wondering, oh God, what a mess have I caused? I had a grip on my neck telling me, Jaden, come and lead us in prayers so that this evil that has befallen our family may walk away. That was my mother.
Okay.
So I was to go and lead in prayers so that the evil that has befallen our family could walk away. And I'm the one who did that thing, and I can't confess it because you know of the multitude that was there. So I slowly walked into the center of the circle where my sheet was burning.
Okay.
And I really started praying and said, Dear Lord, protect us from whomever did this. We don't know what exactly has happened. Maybe it was a great misunderstanding. Grant us that we may not jump into making uncertain judgments. Lord, maybe this time round it was not a demon. Lord, you know best what happened. And I sounded the great amen.
So you are defending yourself.
I was attacking while defending. So after that, all our neighbors walked away, knowing that we had already cast out the demon out of our home, and even it could not follow them to their homes. That night, my friend, I was very terrified. Have you ever been terrified?
Maybe you can tell me the experience.
I was very terrified. Like in my prayer, people were saying, from whomever did this, and I am the one who did the shit there.
So, but you said you are defending yourself.
I was very terrified.
So you went to the room
and you know it was at night, so I went to the room and chanted a very quiet prayer, saying, Lord, I am very sorry for disturbing you with my sheets, while you have a million of things, millions of problems from different people to handle.
Important things, yeah.
Important things. You know, some people didn't eat that day, they are praying to God.
Some are sick.
And I was just disturbing God with my simple shit when I know that I'm the one who did it.
But you couldn't survive the rat.
I finished it.
And then you slept.
With the great sorry for my Lord. And then I slept. That is what I did in my prime days.
So have you ever told anyone about this story, or have you confessed to your parents, or your mother?
This is the first time I'm revealing such things. I've never talked about it until right now, but at least I feel relieved. I feel relieved from it.
Okay, that's nice. So that is your prime story.
That was my during my prime days. That's it, guys.
Next,
till we meet again.
Next will be my prime story. Are you willing to hear? You're not.
Not.
Then you will give us the next story.
Thank you for watching, guys.